the day, as I always say, man, I'm a Dallas Cowboys hard here first. I live this team, I breathe this team, I'm passionate about it. This is what it's really about. The game is excellent. Like Cowboys Nation was not us, but what I can control is repping my team, repping my star, supporting my team, and giving it all I got.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. And as y'all see, we are back in the studio. We are back in the lab, man. I got back from Oxnard last night at 1:30 a.m. Kansas City time, man. Salute to my beautiful wife. I'm coming to pick your boy up from the airport because she was tired. She was sleepy. My flight got delayed. I was stuck at LAX for a little bit, but I am back home. But we got lots to talk about, man. Got a lot to talk about. Here, look, I showed this on Twitter. Like, these are a lot of my camp notes, man. I was out there watching Dallas Cowboys training camp. I was taking notes like Eminem on 8 Mile. We got a lot to talk about, and I cannot wait to get started, man. So let everybody know. Share the content. Like the content so everybody can come in and be aware, because a lot of people ask me on social media the same question. Yo, Tuck, what about this? Tuck, what about this? What do you think about this? What about Hunter Lukey? And all I say is, just come to the community, come to the channel, and I'll tell you everything you want to know that I saw with camp. But you got to come over here or you're going to miss out on the content. But before we get started, y'all, first and foremost, I have to say thank you to each and every one of you guys, man. You guys give me the platform, the voice, in our community, and to be recognized, at camp, amongst, just the fans, being recognized amongst the players, the coaching staff, like, it's a surreal experience. And that's a testament, not to me, but to you guys for allowing me to be a voice in Cowboys Nation. And I spoke to some of the players yesterday, and it was kind of cool. Like, I go up, I'm like, yo, what's going on, bro? I'm your boy Jay Tuck. You know what I'm saying? You might have saw me on Twitter. They're like, yo, yeah, you Jay Tuck, man. Thank you. Thank you for riding with us. Thank you for always standing front line for us. I see you going hard for us on Twitter. It was just like a surreal experience. So once again, I want to thank each and every one of you guys, because without you, there is no me. I had a blast at training camp. For every fan that came up to me, every subscriber, follower, wanted a photo. Some people were asking for autographs. Like, I don't know how much my autograph gonna be valued, but I just appreciate you guys for giving me the platform and the support, man. Because like I said, I'm just a guy who's passionate about the Cowboys. Started this channel in 2020 during the pandemic, but it's taken me to a level I never could imagine, and I definitely have you guys to thank. But let's go ahead and get into it. So we had some news break today, man. Some news, man. And it looks like our boy Stephen Jones, man, he's out there signing checks. Stephen Jones out there signing checks, man. So we just signed our free safety, Malik Hooker, to a 3-year contract, man. And to be honest with you guys, I love Malik Hooker. I remember back, right? It was DeMonte Casey and Malik Hooker. They brought them both in. Malik Hooker left without a deal. We signed DeMonte Casey, and I was kind of like, nah. Go get like run to the parking lot and go get Malik. Run to the parking lot and go get Malik. And the Cowboys did that. And Malik Hooker has been an asset to our team since we signed him. And we just gave him an extension, 3-year contract extension worth up to $24 million, man. Salute to Malik Hooker.
Where the money reside, where the money reside,
Yeah.
where the money reside, where the money reside.
Yeah, where the money resides. $8 million signing bonus that will be paid in 15 days, $16.5 million guaranteed, and he will be signed to the 2026 NFL season. So salute to Malik Hooker. So, that's Donovan Wilson, who has the calf strain that we're taking care of. We're taking care of Malik, right? J-Ron, J-Ron, go ahead and sign my guy J-Ron, man, because I love our 3-headed monster at safety. And I said in so many different film breakdowns, they really are the straw that stirs the drink. They do a lot of different things that really goes unnoticed. So to have those 3 safeties, man, is definitely a value. And here's what I like. I like that we are finally building around our defensive talent in Micah Parsons. I like that we are building around our defensive talent in Micah Parsons, right? Because you know how Cowboys normally is, right? We get an asset, we get an extreme talent, and then we just don't build around it. We just don't put the pieces. But it sounds like you have Micah Parsons, but not only do you have Micah Parsons, you have Dan Quinn, you're signing the safeties, you're signing Diggs, like you are taking care of the defense, man. So I'm excited that the Cowboys are kind of turning the corner. Like, hey, if you got an asset, let's put some talent around it, man. And I feel like signing the 3 safeties, re-signing Diggs, bringing back Dan Quinn, like they are having a extreme focus on the defense, man, which you got to be excited about. Because I'll tell you guys this, when you watch our defense at camp, they are in go mode. They are in go mode right now, and I love it. They are cranked to the max. It feels like the team knows that the defense is kind of face. I love you, Dak. I love you, CD. But that defense, that's kind of the face right now, y'all. So you need to get used to it, right? When we out there at AT&T Stadium and it's 3rd down and doom, 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 and it goes on the Jumbotron, right? Stand up. Stand up. Because that's when the fun really comes, right? When our defense is on the field. Not saying our offense is bad because I'm excited about our offense as well, but I feel like historically, Cowboys fans have always been conditioned to offense, right? Because we know Jerry Jones, offense sells tickets, right? Offense sells tickets, right? But defense wins championships. So, I feel like with our defense that we have right now, it's definitely a championship contender. So I'm excited about our defense and the way that they are playing at camp. So let's go ahead and get into camp. So some of my takeaways at camp, and we talked about this on some of the other live shows, but y'all know my audio, and we were doing, restream and stuff like that was a little up and down. So I wanted to re-clarify, because we're in the studio. We got the 4K camera, we got the studio lights, we got the Shure microphone, we got the sound effects. We back comfortable, right? I can't do shows like that on the road, not yet. I probably will start once the season, but the very first thing that I really noticed out there at camp, y'all, is Dak Prescott is in full command of the offense, and it's sped up. It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot smoother. It's much faster, y'all. It's cranked to the max. And we talked about it on other shows, right? The thing that I'm noticing a lot when it comes to our offense, and especially when it comes to Dak Prescott, is that it's not a lot of thinking. Dak Prescott is really out there using his God-given ability and just recognizing the defense, getting the ball out of his hand quick, and letting our playmakers get the ball in space. And so, I'm definitely loving this Texas Coast offense, whatever you want to call it, because you're seeing the wide receivers get the ball in movement. Get the ball in movement. We're attacking downfield. We're attacking the seams just like that with CeeDee Lamb. We're attacking the seams. Dak is getting the ball out quick. And I think this is really going to help our offense, y'all. Mike McCarthy is placing an emphasis on getting our talented players the ball, right? Whether it's Kevontae Turpin, whether it's Michael Gallup, whether it's CeeDee Lamb, he is getting our players the ball. And that is something I've been very vocal about and been asking about for a long, long time. For a very, very long time, y'all, very long time. And so, I'm excited to see this offense just kind of continue to stack, continue to build. Now, what you have to understand, right? You're going through phases. And I was trying to explain this on Twitter. Like, think about it like this. You start a brand new job, right? They're not just going to sit you and say, hey, go to work right now, right? You're going to do orientation, right? You got to fill out all your HR stuff and all of your benefits. Hopefully y'all got jobs with benefits. Fill out all your benefits packages, kind of walk around the facility kind of week 1. It is what it is. Week 2, you're probably going through a few training modules. You kind of sit off in the corner, just kind of learning, doing some shadows, right? So it's the same thing at the NFL level. Like, as of right now, even though they do have pads on, there's not a lot of the install that's going on. You're not getting into the nooks and crannies of the defense and the offense. It's very vanilla, right? It's very vanilla, and they're going to stack and build. So by the time they're in Frisco, those closed practices where ain't nobody around, that's when they're still really going to start to add on top of the offense and the defense, right? That's where you're going to see a lot of the installs. But right now, it's kind of just very basic, right? From a schematic standpoint, you just want to see, hey, are players being aware? Are they doing the right things? Being attention to details, those kind of things right now. But as far as like really prepping for the season, we won't get to that till probably we get to Frisco. They shut those doors, and then we're just going off of tweets that we hear. But, as of right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing from this offense, y'all. They're attacking the seams. They're attacking the verticals. They're also stressing the flats. And what I mean by stressing the flats is getting the flat players, the running back specifically, the ball out in the flats quickly, whether that's Tony Pollard, whether that's Deuce Vaughn. I seen it with Malik Davis. Also, Roe Jones ran some nice routes against linebackers yesterday. So, they're being creative with the running backs to get them out in space as well. So I'm definitely excited about this Texas Coast offense to see how things really fully transpire once the complete package is put together. Now, the one thing I will say, the right side of the offensive line is kind of a struggle. And I don't want to say it. You got to exclude Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele looks good. Terrence Steele looks good. He's getting out in space. He's moving to the next level. Terrence Steele looks good. But when Terrence is out and it's Josh Ball and it's Matt Waletzko at right tackle, right? Yeah, kind of dog food. It's kind of dog foodish. It's kind of dog foodish. Like I'm just, not yet. You know what I'm saying? It's just not there yet. So, I know that there's reports. Zach Martin then lost about 500 racks right now. Like, God, I mean, I don't care how rich you are, man. 500,000, $500,000 out the pocket is $500,000 out the pocket, right? But it sounds like the Cowboys haven't had any negotiations with Zach Martin as of right now, so they might continue to drag this holdout thing even longer. So, with Zach Martin out, like I said, it's been Josh Ball at right guard. It's been Terrence Steele at right tackle. When Terrence Steele subs out, Matt Waletzko has played right tackle. And then once that kind of happens, it's kind of open season. So that's kind of one of my concerns. The left side looks good. Tyler and Tyron look good on that left side. And also Tyler Biadasz. Tyler, I don't know, right? Tyler Biadasz, he's trying to get.
What a money resign. What a money resign.
Tyler Biadasz is trying to get paid too, and Tyler Biadasz is very annoyed right now. Yeah, Tyler Biadasz is extremely annoyed. He's chippy out there, man. Tyler Biadasz is chippy, man. He ain't going for it. It must be something with the sun. He must be tired of, like, he's chippy out there, but he's playing well. He's playing well. So I would say from Tyron to Tyler, they're good. Josh Ball, Terrence looks good as well. So I really want them to solidify that right side and get Zach Martin back. But like y'all said, the price is going up at $550,000. And you can't recoup it. Zach can't recoup it. They can't give him that money back. That is long gone, man. Hey. I don't know, $550,000, man. I might have to come out there. I would stand at practice for a little bit. I would just stand, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would go to practice, but my hamstring hurts today, my lower back, something hurts today. I'm not giving you $500,000. But Zach Martin seems to be firm in his standout, and it seems that both sides aren't coming close together as of yet, so we shall see. Mike McCarthy says he expects Zach Martin to return next week. Jerry said, Steven said, bro, you don't speak for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going to sign some of your own money, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see about that. But as of right now, Zach Martin is not at practice. My guy, Q-Dog, man, appreciate you, my guy, for the super chat. A little something for all your hard work, Tuck. Why don't the Cowboys throw chips, doubles, and triple at Parsons? He will see that against the Giants. Like I said, I feel like as of right now, they're not going to hit Micah Parsons with the kitchen sink yet. Once they kind of get to it and get deep into the installs, they're going to mix things up with Micah Parsons a little bit. But right now, it's kind of like a Pro Bowl game, right? It was very kind of vanilla. You know what I'm saying? It's not too intense. I'm seeing a lot of like similar route concepts and also formations, a lot of bunch. You know, they got some 2-back formations out there with the fullback, but they're not going to get crazy in detail, especially with the public. Mike McCarthy is not, he's not no dummy. He's not going to get deep into the install in front of all public eyes, because there's no telling who's watching. So it's very vanilla right now. But once they kind of get closer, right, and once they start to get preparing for, the Giants and different things like that, then they'll probably throw a few different things at Micah Parsons in Scout Week to make sure that he's prepared. But as of right now, it's just very vanilla. Appreciate the super chat. Another thing, they have a package, y'all, that I absolutely love, y'all. I absolutely love. So had it in my notes. Right here. That the Dallas Cowboys yesterday, they came out with DeMarcus Lawrence at the end. They had Jonathan Hankins playing nose tackle over the center. They had Mozzie Smith playing 3-tech. And they had Osa Digizua off the edge as well. And when I say, y'all, it was nasty. It was nasty. So you had that. So that was your front four. They had Micah Parsons at linebacker, LVE at middle linebacker, and Damone Clark as your weak side linebacker as well. And what they were doing was they were stacking Micah Parsons over Osa. So Osa was getting the push. Micah Parsons was coming off that edge, and it was a thing of beauty. So I think what was really happening, because Sam Williams came back to practice. That's one of my very first notes. Sam Williams suited up. He practiced. He banged out. So we're good to go when Sam Williams. But when they went to team drill, that's what they started with. It was D-Law, Hankins, Mozzie, Osa, Micah, stacked off of Osa's and coming off that edge, bro. And it was filthy. Right? Because think about it, right? If you go one-on-one with Osa, that's a big boy. He can get that push. So all he was doing was just driving the tackle, which was Tyron Smith, keeping him engaged, and then freeing up Micah to rush off the edge, whether it's outside rush or inside rush. So I definitely love that package. So that's definitely going to be something that I keep our eye out on. But Dan Quinn is cooking with that, y'all. Dan Quinn is cooking with that idea, and I definitely love it. It feels like Dan Quinn is really going to put an emphasis of ain't going to be no running in Dallas, right? We got the size, we got the power, but we also got the speed. I think that he is working on packages to really take away the run game, and he wants teams to put that ball in the air versus Stephon Gilmore, Deron Bland, and Trayvon Diggs, right? So that's what we're really kind of looking at right now. But that front four of D-Law, Mozzie, Hankins, and Osa, it's nice with Micah a linebacker. So definitely keep our eye on that package, but I definitely love. And I see that in the chat because a lot of people are asking about it, and I'll kind of skip, right? The LVE thing off the edge. Now, I'll say this without saying too much, right? Salute to my guy, Law Nation. Y'all know my guy, Law Nation, man. He's a pillar in this community, right? So we were kind of standing by the fences watching practice, and a lady and a gentleman came up to Law Nation. And this is how crazy the new media content is, right? People came up to Law Nation, right? A gentleman and a lady came to Law Nation. It was like, Law Nation, do you mind if we get a photo with you? He's like, oh yeah, sure. I was like, yeah, I'll hold the camera, I'll take the picture, whatever. Talking, they're like, oh yeah, we're huge fans of your show. Well, come to find out, it's LVE's parents. LV is LVE's parents. They're like, oh yeah, we love you guys. And he was like, oh, well then you probably know my guy Jay Tuck. And he was like, oh yeah, from the Final Word. Like, so that was the type of impact, y'all, we were having out there at camp, where LVE's parents watches the Final Word and watches Law and watches our content, right? You saw Dante Fowler's dad was in the chat the other night with ball. So like the parents are really tapped in to what's going on in the community. So, we kind of chopped it up, and I'm not going to say too much, but what they were really saying was LVE's always wanted to be a pass rusher. They just never called plays for him to do it. So he is excited about this opportunity, and he is looking forward and licking his chops to rush the quarterback. And Dan Quinn definitely has a plan for it. Now, Coach Durden really took LVE off to a separate field by himself, right? Defensive line, linebackers are over here. LVE was on a field by himself with Coach Durden, and they were working on pass rush moves, hand placements, coming off the edge, putting his hand in the dirt. So it was like LVE, and I was talking to my guy BJ Nix, salute to BJ Nix, right? I was like, maybe LVE is going to be kind of my bootleg Drew Sanders, you know what I'm saying? So maybe they're going to do that, in that capacity. But LVE is definitely going to get more rushes at the quarterback, and from the sounds of his family, like, it's something that he's kind of focused on doing. He's leaned out a little bit, trying to get a little bit sleeker, get a little bit faster. So Dan Quinn definitely has a plan for that. Salute to the super chat from my guy Dan the Man. When DQ pops out with that 3-4 cub bear look, teams ain't going to know what to do. I'm talking Mozzie, Hankins, Osa, D-Laws at 3-4 end, and Sam or Dante with Micah and LVE at the second level. Who's stopping that? And here's the thing. We have the talent to do things like that. Because we kind of said this since Dan Quinn has been here, right? The player acquisition, it feels very 3-4-ish, it feels very 3-4-ish, but they still run with 4-3 principles, right? So, I feel like they can definitely switch things up a little bit, and kind of keep defenses on their toes, because with the linebacker core of Micah Parsons and also Sam Williams and, even Junior Fiocco and Dante Fowler, who's having a great camp, they can do a lot of different things and be extremely creative with this personnel grouping. And so I'm excited to see what Dan Quinn's going to cook up, because I know one thing about Dan Quinn. He is not going to keep things stagnant, right? It's not going to be, oh, we did this last year and it worked, we just going to continue to do this. No, he's going to add new wrinkles to our defense. So he's cooking up something. But that LVE being a pass rusher is definitely in play. So to my guy BJ Nix and Patrick Nosey Walker, they kind of talked about it in Twitter Spaces, a few weeks ago. And it's definitely true. I seen it with my own eyes, and I heard it pretty much from the horse's mouth that LVE is going to be a pass rusher a little bit more. Not saying like he's going to be like a defensive end, but he's definitely probably going to be going after the quarterback a little bit more. So we definitely going to keep our eyes out on that. Let's see here. Dorrance in the mix too. Yeah. So Dorrance has been out. I'm not sure what the injury is with Dorrance. He's been kind of limited. As of right now, I talked to Dorrance yesterday after practice. Of course, that's KU blood, rock chalk. So I talked to him. He said he's good to go. Just kind of resting, making sure that he's going to be fully set. So Dorrance hasn't been in the mix as of yet, but he definitely will be here soon. Another guy, Eric Scott. Y'all, I can't say enough about this kid, y'all. Can't say enough. Can't say about. He literally lives up there. He literally lives up there. Eric Scott lives pretty much like, I would say probably about 8 blocks from me. His family does. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? Unless they gonna get a new house or some crib. But Eric Scott Jr., y'all, this kid's playing phenomenal. Playing outside corner. Very aggressive. Solid guy. Great technique. He gets a little grabby, but he plays physical. He plays physical, and he has a swagger about himself. Extremely athletic. He's staying in the wide receiver's hip pockets. I saw a play he made on Gallup yesterday. It's like, okay, this kid is balling, right? So the kid is balling, and also he's looking well on special teams as well. So I really think, y'all, here is how I'm feeling about the cornerback position, okay? I feel like when it comes to the cornerback position, you're going to have Trayvon Diggs, of course, right? You're going to have Stephon Gilmore and Deron Bland, okay? Then you're going to have Eric Scott, right? You're going to have Nahshon Wright, but I also think that Kelvin Joseph is going to be in the mix, right? And just kind of talking to a few people, here's the reason why. I know Kelvin Joseph's getting highlighted, and that's kind of like the ha-ha, on Twitter and everything. I'll be quite honest with you guys. Kelvin Joseph's having a decent camp. Now, here's my concern with Kelvin Joseph as of right now is he's playing inside. He's playing the inside. He's playing nickel corner. So I personally think he's a better outside corner than nickel corner. But I feel like right now he's just trying to get it in where he fits in. Reaper, you just mentioned it. Here's what I'm thinking about Jordan Lewis, okay? Looking at Jay Lou, kind of just watching him closely, and I kind of spoke to him kind of just a little bit. He says he's good. He's going to be ready to go, right? But he was kind of walking a little tentative. He was still on the bands. So I feel like what the Cowboys are going to do is you can stash Jordan Lewis, maybe put him on PUP, right? Keep Kelvin Joseph, give him this very last life raft to see if he can stay afloat, okay? If not, boom, here comes Jordan Lewis, week 4, week 5, however you want to do it, right, till he's fully healthy. Then you might move on from Kelvin Joseph. I feel like the only saving grace as of right now for Kelvin Joseph is the Jordan Lewis injury. If Jordan Lewis comes back, though, that changes everything. So I feel like that's his small saving grace. But he's not having a bad camp. Now, I want to make that clear. Kelvin Joseph is not having a bad camp. It's just when he gets highlighted, he gets highlighted. And also, he's playing the nickel position, so he's getting matched up on CeeDee Lamb. Well, CeeDee Lamb routes everybody, y'all. I mean, it's CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? Kevontae Turpin, like, so he's covering those shiftier guys, but he's also having some good reps. The one thing is he just ends up on the Summer Jam screen a few times, and everyone kind of runs with it, but I kind of watched him closely the last 2 days. He's having a decent camp. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's jumping off the field or anything like that. And I felt like for him, he needed to jump off the screen. Kelvin Joseph needed to jump off the screen. He's just having a good camp. I needed him to turn up another notch, right, to feel more comfortable versus Eric Scott. He's jumping off the damn screen, y'all. This kid's jumping off the screen. He's just, you know what I'm saying? He is jumping off the screen. But as of right now, I feel like Kelvin Joseph is safe until Jordan Lewis comes back. So it really just depends on the ETA when it comes to Jordan Lewis and when he's going to return. But you also got to think about CJ Goodwin, who is your special teams ace once again. That's another corner. So how many corners are you really going to keep? I don't know. Triple D asked a good question. Special teams play, it's decent. You know what I'm saying? It's decent. Now, I'll say this when it comes to Kelvin Joseph and special teams, right? It wasn't like he was extreme special teams ace, right? There was, every time you kind of look for like some penalties or something, he had a few penalties last year. I mean, the thing that really stuck out when it came to Kelvin Joseph was the fumble recovery versus San Fran in the playoffs, right? That was kind of like his big moment. But you got to think about this, y'all. Kickoff rules have changed. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get away from special teams. Is just being a special teams guy going to be enough to save him? It's going to be enough to save CJ because that's an ace. That's an ace. Like, he's probably one of the greatest special teams player of all time, right? So he's going to be an ace. But for Kelvin Joseph, if it comes down to him being on the cusp, but you can say, you know what? I feel like Eric Scott Jr. is a better corner, and he can do the same thing Kelvin Joseph can do on special teams. That's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like for Kelvin Joseph, for him to really stand out these preseason games, because he's going to get a lot of opportunity, right? He has to jump a little bit more. And especially in that inside position. But I do see him looking better than he looked last year. But we got new blood in the house, y'all. We got new blood in the house. We're going to keep it a buck. I don't dodge no smoke. I talked to Kelvin Joseph after practice, too, shook his hand and everything, and I told him, bro, I got called like I see it, right? This Eric Scott kid, he's balling. And Nahshon Wright, he's balling. You know what I'm saying? So we can't, I can't hold nobody's hand. Them two's balling. So we got balling versus okay. That's not going to be enough. So, he's going to continue to work, but I would definitely keep my eye on Kelvin Joseph. and kind of see how things really work out. But, it really just depends on Jordan Lewis. Now, when it comes to the wide receiver position, I know this is what everybody's wanting to talk about, right? I would say this, man, the three Jalen, they're going crazy at camp, man. And talk to my guy, Jalen Tober. See, once again, right, this is Kelvin Joseph getting highlighted, right? But Jalen Tober, y'all, is having an amazing camp right now. Back up a little bit. Kelvin Joseph, look at that release, though, from Jalen Tober. He's playing with more confidence. He's playing with a better swagger. He's not thinking as much. His hands are reliable. Like, he feels like Jalen Tolbert feels like a completely different player right now. And it has me extremely excited about this kid, y'all. And it's like, it's not just because, I was kind of like the oracle. He kind of found him. But it's from the point, it's like, I knew this kid had talent. And last year, I was just scratching my head like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, right? And, of course, everybody's in chat. What's up with your boy? What's up with your boy, Jalen Tober? What's up with your boy? I'm sitting there thinking, like, damn, I don't know what's up with my boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's up with my boy right now. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to Jalen Tober, though, but as of right now, y'all, Jalen Tober is having a phenomenal camp right now. He's stacking days. Like, he hasn't really had a bad day of camp thus far. And that's good to do. That's good to do when you're trying to build confidence and get your confidence back and get a feel for the game and get your opportunity. Because this was my frustration last year with Jalen Tober, right? I felt like Jalen Tober should have been used in the preseason a lot more to boost his confidence then. There should have been like one game, preseason game, like, listen, we are going to force feed Jalen Tober to get his confidence right. Kellen Moore said, nope, not on my watch. We're not doing it. Right? We should have really force fed the kid and got his confidence up and got him ready. But his confidence was kind of killed out the gate, And here's the thing, Jalen Tober had a decent camp last year. It just kind of teetered off. Dennis Houston kind of leapfrogged him, which I don't understand why, but, it was just one of those things where, Jalen Tober is having a great camp, and I'm excited to see him really take it to the next level, especially with Dak in this offense and this Texas Coast offense approach. Now, another guy who was a 7th-round pick and not a lot of people are talking about, but you damn sure better circle his name right now, y'all, is Jalen Brooks, y'all. Jalen Brooks is out there on fire, too. Jalen Brooks is out there on fire, y'all. Jalen Brooks is out there on fire. He's having a great camp as well, a big body guy and doing a lot of different things. And every time the ball is coming his way, number 83 is making a play on the ball, right? So Jalen Brooks is a guy who's out the gate putting his name out there. And here's what we'll say. I'm not sure if you guys caught the show when Aisha Morrison from DallasCowboys.com, salute to my girl Aisha, joined us. What she had stated is, though, in college, that Jalen Brooks was a special team ace. So if he has that special team ability, that's going to be the separation, right? Because as of right now, you have CeeDee Lamb, of course. You have Brandon Cooks. You have Michael Gallup. I told y'all, Jalen Tolbert, stamp it. Kevontae Turpin, stamp it. So it's the wide receiver 6 and possibly 7 that's we're scrapping for. That's Simi Fioco. Simi had an injury. He was at practice yesterday. He looked like he was doing well. So Simi's back. You have Jalen Marino Cropper. You have Jalen Brooks. You also have Dennis Houston, right? They're all kind of scrapping for that wide receiver 6 spot right now. And to be honest with you guys, it's fully up for grabs. It's fully up for grabs. I feel like Jalen Brooks right now is going to be hard. I mean, Jalen Marino and Jalen Brooks, honestly, they're having a better camp than Simi is right now. I feel like Simi's just in the lead because of his draft position. But if you kind of just break down player by player, I feel like Jalen Brooks and Jalen Marino are having a better camp when I watched them thus far than Simi Fioco. And I feel like Simi Fioco kind of felt that, which is why he wasn't out too long with his injury. But, when it comes to, these wide receivers, these young guys, they're out there, they're doing well, and they're really trying to eat. And like my guy Jalen Marino, man, look at Jalen Marino. This is on Diggs, y'all. Like, this is on Diggs. This is on trade. This is on the $100 million man. It's an undrafted free agent versus Trayvon Diggs, $100 million corner, you know? So Jalen Marino's out there working, right? Jalen Marino's out there working. Jalen Brooks is out there working, man. It's going to be fun to watch how this wide receiver battle really works out. But right now, I can't call it. Right now, I can't call it, y'all. I can't call it. I don't know. If I had to trust my gut and put my Cowboys hat on, I would think they'll probably go with Simi just because he was drafted and they want to give him a chance. But if I'm just going, hey, best man wins, it's going to be probably between Brooks or Marino. Now, of course, we are still early in camp. You know, we're still early in camp. Only, 3 padded practices thus far. So there's still a lot of work to be done, right? So you don't want to cancel anybody. But these young boys are out there eating, man. And another guy who's out there eating, man, like I told y'all the other day, he was fresh out the delivery room. You know what I'm saying? His girlfriend gave birth, had a brand new daughter. Fresh out the delivery room is Kevontae Turpin. Kevontae Turpin, man. Kevontae Turpin is being used as a weapon in this Cowboys offense. Deep routes, getting out in the flats like you see here in this play right here, and just turning on the burners. Just turning on the burners and making things happen, man. So when it comes to Kevontae Turpin, here's another guy who we kind of scratched our heads like, all right, what's going on with him? What's going on with him last year? And we really didn't get an answer. But now we're getting an answer. And Kevontae Turpin definitely has that ability, and he's starting to take off a little bit. So I'm excited about Turp, man. So yeah, man, those are the wide receiver room. And right now, like I said, it's just open competition. I don't know. I see the chat saying Simi's getting cut. Like, who do you guys think? Who do you guys think is going to win the job, man? I don't know. I don't know. It's up for, I think it's really going to come down to special teams. And I'm going to do a show, y'all, where we are going to go through together and break down special teams units, like who played this spot, who plays this spot, who's on the cusp, what special teams position could really be open, because that's going to be the difference. I think that's really going to be the difference, is what guy can contribute to special teams more than actually the offense, right? Because wide receiver 6, 7, you're not getting too many reps, right? But can you contribute to special teams? Like I said, when Aisha dropped that nugget of Jalen Brooks being a special teams ace in college, that's definitely going to help him right there. I saw someone asking in the chat already about Luke Schoonmaker. So Luke Schoonmaker, he was fully padded on yesterday's practice. Still didn't fully practice, but he had his pads on. I watched him on the course. He was doing some reps with the tight end coach on a solo field. He looks like he's gearing up to go. I would expect to see Luke Schoonmaker probably next week. I would expect to probably see Luke Schoonmaker start to give it a go next week. But what I will say is our tight ends look perfectly fine without him, y'all. Our tight ends look perfectly fine without him, man. Salute to my guy CFT in the building. What's going on with you, man? What's going on with you, my guy? I think our tight ends look perfectly fine without him, man. Jake Ferguson, there's not a fall off. There's not a drop off. There's not a drop off from Dalton Schultz to Jake Ferguson that's noticeable. It's not a drop off. There's not a drop off from Dalton Schultz to Peyton Hendershot that feels noticeable. It just isn't, right? So I feel like our 2 tight ends were good. Sean McKeon's still having a decent camp as well. So they can slow play it with Luke. Luke the boot. Right. But I saw Luke. He was on, like I said, he was on course. He was doing some separate drills. He was running routes. So it looks like he's geared up to return. I would say probably by next week, you'll see Luke Schoonmaker possibly return, man. But, as of right now, our tight end room looks good. I have no concerns about our tight end room. Now, the last question, man, is the running backs. And a lot of people are having questions about the running backs. So as of yesterday, where I noticed Ronald Jones is still getting reps with the starting team. So yesterday, it was Tony Pollard. He got reps with the ones when he subbed out and was still the ones on the field. Ro Jones subbed in for Tony Pollard, right? Also alongside with Malik Davis. So what that lets me know is they possibly still have a plan for Ro Jones, maybe even with the suspension. even with the suspension, it sounds like they possibly still have something in the play for Ro Jones because he still got early reps. And this is what I wanted to see. Like, okay, was his reps going to fall off? And he was with the late 2s and the 3s. He was still with the 1s. So, they probably still have a plan for Ronald Jones, but we'll see how that all works out. But overall, man, y'all know whose team I'm on. Y'all know who I salute. Y'all know what flag I wave, man. I am Malik Davis fan, man. Malik Davis is my guy. Malik Davis is a player that when I look at him, man, he's the most balanced player that we have as far as the running back outside of Tony Pollard, y'all. Outside of Tony Pollard, I feel like Malik Davis is definitely that guy, and he can definitely give you that burst, that pop, that combination of both, right? So Malik Davis, that's my dog. I was very high on him last year coming out of the University of Florida. I've done the film breakdown. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But as of right now, I would definitely think about Malik Davis being our running back too. I would pretty much bet money that Malik Davis, week 1 and especially week 2 will absolutely be our running back too. And I don't think he's going to give that job up, y'all. I just don't see Malik Davis losing the job fairly. Take out the politics, take out all that stuff. I don't see it. I just don't see it happen with Malik. I feel like Malik is way too talented for that to happen. I just don't see Malik Davis just getting beat out for his job. He is having a very solid camp. So I think that he deserves the right to be running back too, because we saw enough last year. Wish he played more in the 49ers game. But as of right now, Malik Davis should definitely be that guy, man. But I tell you who has the fan mania. I tell y'all who has that fan mania. And the Zeke chant has been replaced. And all you hear in that camp is Deuce. Deuce, man. Deuce Vaughn. And Deuce Vaughn is being utilized in a lot of different ways, man. Deuce Vaughn, he even got red zone reps with the starters. Like, it was, okay, they did red zone. They did mojo moments what they were doing in the red zone. And I thought it was going to be Malik Davis or Tony Pollard. I look out there, it's Deuce out there in the red zone. And I said, okay, I'm on the goal line with Deuce. And what they do, they run that table route, hit him out in the flat, touchdown Deuce. So they definitely have plans for Deuce. I would pencil him in. He's a fan favorite. We know the lineage that he had with his dad being a scout here in Dallas. And not to take that away, he's an incredible football player, y'all. He's an incredible football player. I watched Deuce closely when he was at K-State. He carved up my Jayhawks. He carved up a lot of people, right? He definitely did work. So he can definitely take on the punishment. And I showed that clip. I'm not sure if y'all seen that clip on my YouTube channel, though. He's elusive. The vision, and he's so small, man. Amongst all those trees, he gets lost, man. He gets lost with all those trees, and then all of a sudden he's just gone to the house, right? So they definitely got a plan for Deuce Vaughn. So I would say as of right now, running back 2 will be Malik. Running back 3 would be a Deuce, and then it's going to be Rico-ish. Hunter Luepke has gotten like very limited like RB reps, right? It's been like third team, probably like 2 carries here and there. So he hasn't really been involved yet. So it's going to be interesting to see how they utilize Hunter Luepke. I think he's going to be utilized more as a fullback. But once again, Hunter Luepke's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's almost built like a tight end, y'all. So I know they're going to have plans for him. Just what are those plans going to look like? But you also got to remember, man, like we remember a guy who was a fullback that we all loved a few years ago, Nick Ralston, and didn't make the team. So it's going to be interesting. Once again, and I can't say this enough, it's going to come down to special teams contributions. And I'll say this with Deuce. When Turpin was doing punt returns, they also had Deuce doing punt returns as well. So they probably have something in play where Deuce is probably going to be your backup punt returner if something was to happen to Turpin. So that's definitely going to be, one of his saving graces when it comes to, to saving Deuce. But Deuce has earned his right, man. He's had a phenomenal camp as of right now. And he's definitely going to be a guy that can add value, man. So that's what I kind of noticed that camp, man. There's a lot of different things going on. Defensive side of the ball, Damone Clark looks well. I liking what I'm seeing from Damone Clark. Damone Clark looks well. Also, Jabril Cox seems to be moving a whole lot faster, y'all. Jabril Cox seems to be kind of back from the pre-ACL guy. So he's getting to play. I think that Brillo Cox, he's waiting to hit somebody, y'all. He's waiting to hit somebody, man. Like, he's just foaming at the mouth. Because every time because, you're not supposed to take people down to the ground, but he's wrapping up and he's thudding hard. So it's like Jabril Cox, man, he's moving out there. I'm ready to really keep an eye on Jabril Cox, especially, in preseason when he can actually hit somebody and, do what he really wants to do. But he's flying down hills, moving a lot faster. The same thing with Overshown. And also, man, our beast, Mozzie Scrone. Mozzie, bro, look at that pop, man. Mozzie is out there putting in work, man. But he's going to continue to stack days, right? He's still a rookie, y'all. But Mozzie Smith, you just see the strength of him. And like I said, they're taming Mozzie. They're taming Mozzie to get to the quarterback. Y'all saw that play right there, right? They're taming Mozzie and training him to get to the quarterback. So they're working on a lot of hand placement with him. And I feel like that was the thing that when I scouted Mozzie when he was in college at Michigan, right? He didn't have a full toolbox. He was just going out there just grown man strength, right? Bull rush is being grown on grown, right? Big on big. But I feel like right now, Dan Quinn is working on the hand placement, right? Y'all saw the pass rush move, right? Getting the hands moving, doing different things, right? Getting to the quarterback, using your leverage, right? So they're going to use Mozzie in a lot of different ways, and it could be because he's possibly going to play some 3-tech as well, man. So I'm excited about what I'm seeing from defense. Micah Parsons, of course, has been outstanding. Stephon Gilmore's been outstanding. Trayvon Diggs has returned. He looks outstanding, man, so no concerns there. Overall, I'm feeling good about camp, man. The only thing I'm really just not feeling good about, and I'll talk about this in a second, is really just the kickers, y'all. The kickers, it ain't going to work for me. It ain't going to work for me, man. These kickers might work for y'all, bro, but it ain't going to work for me. Anytime we kind of get around 40 yards, 45-ish, 50, it ain't gonna work. Too inconsistent. Both of them is very inconsistent, and it really feels like, where we were last year when we had Laram Hallelujah out there kicking, and you know what I'm saying, and we had to go get Brett Maher, and it worked out, right? There's some guys out there with Mason Crowd. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we better do it, y'all. We better do it. But both of them, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work for me. So I'm about to switch into something real quick, man. Salute to everybody, man, and salute to my guy, Will McClay. I got to meet Mr. McClay yesterday and talk to him for a quick minute. I should have passed him my resume. Like, listen, man, if y'all need some scouting, man, I do some good work. Man. But salute to Mr. McClay. Great gentleman. Great conversation with him yesterday, man. But everyone on Twitter has been calling your boy Jay Tuck Trill McClay, man. They've been calling me Trill McClay, man. Because y'all see me right now, man. I was out there at camp scouting, had my pen in hand, taking notes, man. Saying I was locked in on training camp, man. So if I had to talk about my standouts as of yet, number one, of course, is Eric Scott Jr. I can't say enough about this kid, man, having a great camp, phenomenal camp. Number two would be Jalen Tolbert. And this is outside the Micah Parsons and the Dak Prescotts in the seat. Like, them people don't count. Like, they don't, you know what I'm saying? We already know about them, right? Jalen Tolbert having an amazing camp as well. I'm excited about his second season. Marquise Bell was an undrafted free agent last year out of the University of FAMU. He is probably going to be our starting safety with Donovan Wilson being out with the calf injury. He got a lot of starting reps, and he's looking solid. So Marquise Bell. Tyler Smith at left guard. Is looking phenomenal, which y'all probably already knew. This is why I wanted him there, right? Tyler Smith is having a great camp at left guard, and I'm loving him there alongside Tyron. And here's the thing, y'all. They really haven't cross-trained him and kicked him out to left tackle as of yet. He's been primarily playing a lot of reps at the left guard spot. So, that's something kind of be interesting, because when Tyron subs out, Chima Udogu comes in at left tackle, and then it's kind of that womp button that my guy Boss Cowboy hits, right? But Tyler Smith has got a bulk of his reps at left guard, and he's looked solid. Jalen Brooks, who we already spoke about. Junior Thomas, man, safety. He's having a phenomenal camp, y'all. Very good camp on special teams, also making plays and breakups and interceptions. He's just a freakish athlete that can do a lot of different things. So Thomas is having a good camp. Osa Digizua, Osa's out there just doing what he wants to whoever he wants, man. He's out there wrestling. He's out there in beast mode, man. Osa's out there in beast mode, grinding, you know what I'm saying, doing what he wants, man. So definitely Osa's having a good camp. Dante Fowler Jr., Dante Fowler's having a good camp as well, getting a lot of pressure off. So, is it Wanye? Wanye Jr., Wanye, spelled Wanye Thomas. Yeah, him. He's having a good camp, right? Does Thomas make the team? It'll probably be off of special teams contributions, to be honest with you. It'll probably be off of special teams contributions if he makes the team as of right now. But he's still having a good camp, and he's sending out. He's doing a lot of different things, and he's making a lot of plays, and he's subbing in and making things happen. So definitely got to give credit to Wanya Thomas, whatever. JT, give him call him JT, man. But he's having a good camp. So good camp thus far, man. A lot of these people I'm watching, but like I said, there is still a lot left to watch, and we're going to gear up for preseason games. We got practice tomorrow, padded practice, which will be open, so I'm sure people's going to be out there giving us more notes, giving us more insight, but it's a good time out there at camp, man. So let's do this, man. This is fun, man. It's Friday night. Y'all ain't got no jobs. You ain't got nothing. Y'all better have jobs, man. But y'all ain't got nothing to do, man. So let's go ahead and turn on the phone lines, man, and call in. So give me a call, 339-207-8118. And once again, like she says, hit that like button. We got 156 people in the chat on 87 likes. Let's get the likes up, man. So people are aware of the content, right? People are aware of the content, but also people are aware of what we're doing in this Cowboys community. What y'all have to think about, y'all, YouTube's the new cable TV. YouTube with the new cable TV, man. A lot of people come to YouTube just to watch. Like me, I have cable, but I don't use it. You know what I'm saying? I'm particularly on YouTube all day, right? And so each individual show, whether it's my show, Law show, Boss show, Rome show, whoever, you know what I'm saying, it is just like different shows on cable TV, man. So we gotta let people know specifically how we rock in our Cowboys community, because when I tell y'all, man, the love and the power of our community, I didn't really understand it until I witnessed it this past week, man. It was something that was definitely special. Once again, they definitely are aware of everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? You see it, you know what I'm saying? You see it right there, man. Like they see it. That's Micah and everybody, man. So it's like they were showing love. My guy Shango out there, my guy Rowdy, like they are fully aware of what we do here in our community, and they're definitely appreciative of it, man. And that really meant a lot. That meant a lot to me personally, to hear the players say, "Yo, Tuck, we appreciate you." Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes, like, do y'all even pay attention to what we do on Twitter and social media and everything that kind of goes on? You know what I'm saying? But they see it. They see it, and they are definitely appreciative of it, man. So share the comment or share the content, man. Get the likes up, man, so other people are aware, man. Other people are aware of what we do here. And once again, we're pretty much at 9,200 subscribers. We got some work to do if y'all want those jet tickets, man. So we got some work to do. So the only way y'all gonna do it is by sharing and putting new people on. So give me a call, 339-207-8118. So call in and talk Cowboys. Keep the questions coming in the chat. We're gonna flow for a little bit, man. I'm gonna spend some time with the wife tonight and kids, man. I gotta finish my show, man. I'm not sure if y'all watching Hijacked on Apple TV, but y'all need to watch it now. Y'all need to watch it now. Y'all need to watch it now. Do they know about Law Nation? You damn right they know about Law Nation. Law Nation's a celebrity, y'all. Law Nation is a celebrity, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Law was Michael, right? Law was Michael. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of like, I don't know, Jermaine or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't Tito-ish. I was more like Jermaine. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't Tito. I was Jermaine. But Law is Michael. Law was making people faint and pass out at camp. You know what I'm saying? Like, Law Nation is Michael. And we cannot have a better leader, mentor in our community than Law Nation. So I'm definitely appreciative of Law, but yeah, they definitely recognize Law, man. So let's see here. We got a caller. Hold on. All right, yo, caller, what's up? Jay Tuck, what's going on with you, my guy?
Hey, yo, this is Chris.
Go.
I wanted to ask you. I know we were talking about Zach Martin and stuff, but like what if Zach Martin were to still play hardball during the season? What? Sorry. Do you think you have a different outlook on the season if he's not there? Or do you think maybe with some of the people that we have could play and kind of learn on the job and get better throughout the season? Or do you think it's some of these guys are just not good enough to there's going to be a big struggle?
Yeah, so let's say, for instance, right, Zach Martin says, you know what, I'm going to play hardball, which I don't see him doing that, where he sits out throughout the season and miss actual games. Then I feel like even if you plug in a Matt Farniok out there, we'll be okay. We'll be fine, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's not going to break and fully end our season. Because think about this, y'all. You remember back 2021, right? When we played Tampa for that home opener, and Zach Martin was out that first game because of the whole COVID situation, right? You had Connor McGovern step right in at right guard, and the offensive line played well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that, you're perfectly fine without Zach Martin. Do I want him out there? Absolutely. But Zach Martin being out, I'm not going to give up on the season by any means. We just got to get more creative when it comes to our offensive line. But I don't think it's going to happen.
Right. Yeah, and my only other thing I wanted to say, man, I saw this ridiculous thing on Twitter by the Eagles guy. He's basically saying that Sidney Brown is going to be Troy Polamalu. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, especially when you go and do your research on Sidney Brown.
Right.
He was the worst tackler coming out of college.
Right. And I mean,
like a 17.9 tackle miss rate or something like that.
So what you just did, man, you talk too much facts for them. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, y'all. I see what's going on Twitter with, the Eagles fan base and whatnot. Let them people be, y'all. Let them people be. And I know it's coming from me. You gotta let them be. You know what I'm saying? Let them people be, bro. It's so bubblegum football. You know what I'm saying? It's so bubblegum football. There's no research. There's no facts. It's all emotions. It's just no context. It's just a lot of bubblegum popcorn football. And
it's just funny when we play them.
Right.
They had a really good safety group last year, and it just got worse. Same with the linebackers. Man, we're going to torch them, man.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see it being split.
Right.
Unless, knock on wood, it's another Dak injury thing.
Right.
But yeah, I think we're gonna go through this division easily, especially since we went 12-5 in a complicated offense, and it's just way more simplified. And I think Dak's gonna have a huge year.
Right. Yeah.
Probably his biggest year.
Yeah, I agree.
In my opinion.
I agree. And listen, y'all, I'm not lying. I want Zach Martin out there. But like I said, if Zach Martin's not there, our season's not over by any means. You know what I'm saying? It's not oh, man, Zach Martin's. I just don't feel I feel like there's only two players that if they go down, our season's kind of doomed, and that's Dak and that's Micah. You know what I'm saying? If Zach goes out, you know what I'm saying, you can always go make a move and go get a guard, make a trade for a guard or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's but I don't think it's going to happen. It's but yeah, I definitely want him out there because I want to see our offensive line in our best capacity.
If that happens, I think it would just kind of be like a Terrence Steele thing where it's they're going to whoever's the starter is going to struggle a bit throughout the season, but I think they'll be serviceable. You know what I mean?
Right. So, exactly.
But I don't think it's going to go that far. I think if Jerry keeps going on this, you're not going to get your bag. I think he's just going to swallow his pride.
Right.
Just play the season, and if it's too much for him, where he's still pissed off about it, you never know. He might ask for a trade or retire early from where even in his prime because he just didn't like that. But I don't think it's going to be that deep.
Right.
I think he'll just come in and just deal with it.
Right.
But,
well, hey, my guy, appreciate you.
That's all I wanted to say, man. You have a fire show, man.
Appreciate you, my guy.
All the content you put out there.
Appreciate you.
Keep up the grind, man.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right. Yo, caller, state your name. Where you from? Some Chad's Green all over again.
What's up, J-Tuck?
Yo, what's going on with you?
It's Coach Mar, man.
Coach Mar, what's up? What's up, my guy? How you feeling, man?
Hey, man. Well, first I want to say outstanding work in Oxnard, man.
Thank you.
Hey, man. We appreciate all the insights that you give, and the and the time that you put in and the expense that you put in to make sure that not only you but the Cowboy Nation can get the inside scoop from the real without any sugarcoating it, giving it to us the real without any trying to be news headlines type of thing. So we really appreciate that, man.
Appreciate that.
But man, listen, man, this season, I think when we talk about Zach Martin, you're so on point. Do anybody really think Zach Martin is not going to come in and play and lose all that money?
Right.
And Zach Martin has been in this league, 13 years? Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. He's the oldest Cowboy player. There's nobody else. I think he's the oldest guy in the immediate rotation, probably on the team. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think he's older than him. So, and he sees this team as we see it in our eyes, a team that got a chance to win the Super Bowl. Right. So he is not going to pass up on that opportunity at this particular point in time. Mm-hmm. It's already known in Dallas. You get one big contract in Dallas, mm-hmm. unless you're a quarterback. Mm-hmm. That's just by how it is. Diggs will probably never get another big contract. Not an 8-year, 8-9. CeeDee Lamb may not get another. He's gonna get his first contract, but he's not gonna get another one. Mm-hmm. Because they're an organization that draft well and they put plans for the future. And they're into now developing players and trying to say, hey, trying to have guys to step right into their shoes when we feel like we got all the juice out the orange. Mm-hmm. I'm not shooting down Zach Martin. Zach Martin is a hell of a Hall of Fame type player, plays at a high level. Is he at the same level of play that he was 4 to 5 years ago? Mm-hmm. Maybe not. Maybe he did slipping good at certain things, but not much was to be very evident. But I think he's taking that time to maybe get himself together, but he will be in camp. I think that the Cowboys have made a stand with him, and they're saying that, hey, we're gonna play the future first, mm-hmm. and then we're gonna move on. Mm-hmm. So he's not in that top of that line because, as Jerry said, and it's the truth, and I think Cowboys fans understand this. Zach Martin was a first-round draft pick. Mm-hmm. He got paid top dollar. When they signed Zach Martin to his contract, he was the number 1 paid guard in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed money did not mean nothing with Zach Martin because he got every penny of the contract, guaranteed and unguaranteed money. Right. He was almost $100 million of cash money in his pocket. Right. And at this particular point in time, for the Cowboys to fit him into what he wants, that means that they may have to extend him to 2 to 3 years, and that is not one of those things that you do that you're trying to carry a team, because if we have the success what we want to have and he wins, let's say we win a Super Bowl, and then he started to have a little heel injury, a little knick-knack injury next year, mm-hmm. he could up and say, man, I'm done. What else do I need to accomplish? Right. And now you stuck with him with salary cap ramifications for another 3-4 years. Yeah. And the Cowboys not going to do that. Yeah, like I said, Coach, because I remember post-pandemic, right, he was on 105.3 The Fan, and he was talking about how his wife was very vocal about him retiring, that he really considered retirement. I need to pull up that clip, because that's when they called him the butcher or whatever. And he was like, hey, I thought about retirement, but it's like, I just wanted to just come back and try to win one. So it's like, you hear those types of things. I can't give you a 5-year deal, a 6-year deal, you know what I'm saying? So, I think they're going to get it all worked out, but I love the way that the Cowboys kind of say, all right, you know what? We're going to play a little bit of rough ball with you. Hold out. You're going to lose this $500,000, and we're going to go around and sign Malik Hooker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things where, and I know my guy Boss is very vocal about that. And granted, it's like sometimes you can't cave. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you really can't cave, even though who it is, because if you let everybody, like if my kids right now come down and say, you know what, Dad, we're not going to eat dinner Mama cooked. We just going to eat candy for dinner. I can't be like, okay, well, like, nah, y'all not. Y'all going to eat y'all dinner. Like I said, like she just cooked.
and y'all gonna sit down. And if y'all decide to give y'all some candy after, you can get some candy. You know, like, but I feel like Zach Martin kind of say, you know what, I'm the man, and you know what, I'm gonna jump to the front of the line, and y'all gonna pay me now, or if not, I'm gonna hold out. And like, all right, we'll go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? Like my mama used to tell me, if you don't eat what we got in the house, you ain't gonna eat it all. So, so yeah, so.
Well, the only reason I can see this happening, and I think Zach Martin thinks the same way that we're thinking. I understand but the only thing that I can say that happened in this deal is that Zach Martin was told a couple of years ago that something was going to be done, and they didn't deliver. And he said, well, "You told me this, and you didn't deliver. Now walk." That's the only. I don't think he just came out of the clear blue sky and said, "Oh well, I think I should be paid more." I believe in those discussions because if you think about it, when they first said this, what they said, he said he would think about holding out because the discussions was not going in the way that he wanted. So that means what? That he was told something long time ago that they did not deliver, and now he said, "Well, hey, I'm gonna bring it to the forefront." But as you said, I don't want our Cowboy fans to say that this team is different. Where I say it's different is we remember when we lost a Sean Lee or lost a player 3 or 4 years ago, and everything went to hell just like that.
Right.
But if you look at the Cowboys for the last 2 years, if you look at the Cowboys 2 years ago, the defense was in the top 12, but we only had 2 players that played all 17 games.
Right. And also, Coach, think about this, right? We went to the playoffs last year with losing our starting left tackle, losing our starting right tackle, and then also losing our quarterback and losing 2 of our starting corners. So that's why I'm sitting here telling people, like, you know, yes, I want Zach Martin out there by all means, absolutely. But if he decides to go AWOL, I'm not giving up on the season. The mission still stays the same, y'all. The mission still stays the same. So,
and it's all about when I say about coaching, it's all about how you protect your players and I think the experience on this team, the experience of the coaching staff now, knows how to protect their players and then utilize other guys in their capacity to make up for a guy that may be hurt here and there. So that's where I feel that as I was saying, I've been saying this for a long time. I see what this team is being built first. It's being built with one, and you've been out there and tell me if I'm wrong with this. It's being built with one mentality. You're seeing one mentality across the board. Aggressive, right? You're seeing one tempo. Everything. The offense is moving fast. The defense is moving fast.
Right.
And they're building one identity as a team that we're going to be aggressive. We're going to attack each other. We're going to attack. So that's the foundation here because when the Kellen Moore group was in there, you felt like you had 2 different teams. You had an aggressive side and a laid-back side.
Right.
So now, and even the special teams was aggressive. So now you see like you got three groups coming together to have one mentality, one tempo, and one identity. And the guy Logic Cowboy did I sent you another video that he did, man. It's amazing that this guy did this 2 or 3 months ago. And then when I watch the highlights that y'all watching, I'm watching the same patterns that he said that it was going to come from the West Coast as well as the San Diego Chargers coordinator when he was back in the day. I'm seeing those same over routes. I'm seeing those same attacking vertically, and I'm seeing attacking horizontally. And you probably seen that when you was in training camp. They're always attacking horizontally on the move, and then now they're attacking vertically. So that makes you have to play the whole field, and that's where we're going to be able to get our talent. But still yet, the running game, I want the Cowboy fans to understand, the running game is key to this. Not saying it's going to be the dominant factor, but it has to be consistent, and it has to be committed to be able to open the passing game up to be explosive.
I agree. I agree. Well, hey, Coach, I appreciate you. We got some more callers waiting, man. I appreciate you, my guy. But, yeah, I absolutely agree, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said.
Enjoy your tournament, man, because I lost 2 aunts this past couple weekends ago.
Oh, man.
I lost
Prayers for that.
in the same weekend.
Prayers for your family. Appreciate you, man. Prayers for you and your family, bro. Appreciate you, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, y'all. Like I said, I want Zach Martin. I can't reiterate that enough. I want him out there because I feel like I want to see the best 5, you know, but the season ain't over if he ain't out there. But he's going to be out there, y'all. He ain't going to lose all that money now. He's kind of holding firm with that $500,000, and he can't recoup it. So he can't recoup this $500,000. It's just gone with the wind. So he's eventually going to come back, but when that's going to be, I don't know. So we'll see. Let's see. We got another caller. Hey, caller, state your name. Where you from?
Seaback.
Hey, what's going on, my guy, man? How you doing?
What up, big dog?
Chilling, man.
Oxnard, right?
Yeah, man. It was nice meeting you yesterday, man.
It was great meeting you, dog.
Yeah.
It was a long time coming. I was waiting for a game, but I'm glad you came out.
Yeah.
That was good stuff.
I was going back and forth, man. You know, I was going back and forth about coming out there. I was like, nah, I got to go to camp, man. I got to go to camp. So I sacrificed not going to the fight, which was a good thing because that fight was horrible.
Oh, okay.
I went out there. Yeah, man. So you're actually out there at camp, man. So how are you feeling?
Mike Tagg's going to give it to you. He's going to, because I've been trying to get him out there for over 2 years. I hope he listens to this right now.
Yeah, I got to get my guy Mike Tagg out there, man.
I've been trying to get him out there, and he's like, man, I just can't do it. Makes all the games and does his thing. So that's fine, though. He can calm training camp down. He can take care of the game.
Right.
Action.
So it's my guy Mike Tagg, man. We got to get him that NFL Fan of the Year award, man. That's what we're going to push for, man, because he definitely deserves it,
that
man.
room alone, got to get the whole crew in that room.
Exactly. So my guy, man, how you feeling? Because you're out there. How you feeling about camp?
I'm feeling good, man.
Okay.
So you hit the nail on the head with Zach Martin and plus the previous caller. You know, it's just like your kids coming down and telling you, like, at what point do you have to, like, as Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, like, you know, at what point is somebody's going to hold out? You already did this with Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've had these, like, big contracts come up in your face, and then all of a sudden they're there and they're good, and then bang, like an unexpected kind of move, and you're just kind of shocked where it's like, we're re-signing this, we're doing this, we're making a free agent move. I mean, what do they say? What's the old adage? What wins championships?
Defense.
Defense wins championships. And what have we done with this defense? It is like a top 5 out there.
Mm-hmm.
It is ridiculous. The moves that we have made look great. The players that we've already had there look great. You've made these big signings, and obviously today, Malik Hooker, who is well-deserving. I just got done talking with Kelly about it, saying the safety market is that it's like, now we got the running back problem.
Mm-hmm.
But with Zach Martin, the unexpected move of holding out when, like, you're, like, pretty much in the gold jacket conversation, you're definitely in the ring of honor, like, honestly, like, you're already there, and this was supposed to be that kind of that year of, like, you know, this could be it. This is it's time for a ring. It's not time to play around anymore. And training camp, what we've seen out there, these guys are going for it. They're going at it. They are strong. They are fast, and they are not giving up an inch. Right. And you know, you got all these other camps going on, and just what we've seen right now. Everything that I've seen, I've been out to 4 practices with the pads on twice, with you guys there. It's been a little bit of football out there. These guys are fighting for their shot. You got a guy like Deuce Vaughn coming in, and it's like, okay, Deuce, what are you going to do? Like, you're a little bit shorter, you whatever. You got a little name to you. People kind of know who you are. You know, coming out of college, we got you. But Kevontae Turpin sitting over there and go like, no, don't forget about me.
Right.
And he's showing up. You know, he's getting inside the passing game. He's probably telling coaches, like, give me a shot. Let me go slot. Let me come around the end. Let me be running back. Where he is being used so much. Now Kevontae Turpin's in the comment where it's like, we can't let him go. You can't push him out. So, like, I mean, there's a lot of players that, you know, even Eric Scott Jr., he has balled out. He has got his number called, and he's gone up against the ones, and he's just, let's go. Like, I mean, at this point, everybody's got a chip, and it looks great out there. And with the Zach Martin contract, hear me out for 1 minute. The what-if scenario. What if this is the time that you just kind of look back and you're just like, you know what? Maybe we do move on. Maybe we do put him on the block and we try to go get a 1 and a 2 for Zach Martin at the twilight end of his career.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that.
We don't want that as Cowboy Nation.
It's funny that you mentioned that, right? Because I know there was a conversation talking about trading Zach Martin, and I was like, what are we talking about? Because you tell me if you can get 2 first-round picks or a first-round pick for, so like, you know what I'm saying? I can kind of work with that, man. You can tell me I can kind of move up and maybe go get me a Marvin Harrison or, Brock Bowers next year. I can move up. I can, okay.
Anything, right? Because I kind of seen, we watched all these previous games. The past 2 years have been pretty hard on us fans.
Right.
We've been watching, and San Francisco has kind of been that thorn. And a few of those games, I remember, especially the home games, Zach, he took some bumps. He took some bruises. He came up limping a couple times. He had to go sit down for a minute. He had to do this. His knees aren't getting younger. Mm-hmm. His back isn't getting younger. His ankle isn't getting younger. And that's not a knock on Zach. That's just father time, knocking on the door.
Right. Which kind of leads me to think that
maybe it's that time. While he has max value, which, let's be honest, he can go anywhere.
Right. And
there's 30-plus there. They can go anywhere with him. Stick him on the O-line. You're going to have a decent O-line. But maybe it's the time where Jerry just puts his foot down, and Steven too, and they're just like, look, come to work and fulfill this year, then let's talk next year.
Right.
Or we're going to put you on the block, and we can get a 1 or 2 for you, and we're going to take it.
Because that's the thing, they're going to have to.
Martin is,
they're going to have to restructure him anyway, because I think he's like a $24 million cap hit next year, right? So it's going to have to happen,
huge,
right. So it's like they're going to have to restructure, but it's just the timing is probably bad, right? And that's the thing is, I don't know how
bad. It's very bad on Zach's part because he's always that guy that's just. You talk about leaders in the locker room, and we look at our QB1. Yeah, that's you.
Right.
But who's past that? Tyron Smith and Zach Martin. There you go. Like that's your crew walking out. Like, and you got that captain on, and it is what it is. Like you wear the hat, and it's just like okay. When we look for answers, we're looking for we're down by a touchdown, whatever. Hey, get in that damn huddle. Like you got a man out here. With Dak and with him, you got a shot, and. It's just kind of one of those things that it is bad timing. And he's sitting at home right now, as we're talking, whatnot, and he sees Malik Hooker.
Right.
$8 million bonus.
Right.
And he's kind of like, damn, all right, well, now what do I do? Like, okay, everybody's kind of getting paid around me. And it's not like Zach Martin's broke. I mean, your bank account probably looks pretty nice.
Right,
so it's at this point when the player plays this long with one team, it's about legacy.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what you're leaving behind. It's about what you're not coming into it. You're not 3 years in. You're not 5 years in, and you're great.
Right.
No, we're past that point. You're on. The door is in front of you, but you're still great though.
Right.
So I mean, I say Zach, if he heard this right now, strap him up, get in that training camp, get to the locker room. Establish yourself because there's a lot of new guys in there, and a lot of these new guys are going to be there, and you need to just push. You need to just put behind the money deal behind you. Show them that hey, I am 99, aren't I?
Right.
And let's go win a championship.
And so here,
get a ring. Zach, go get a ring.
And here's my thing, right? When it comes to Zach Martin. Traditionally, the Cowboys will do right by players like Zach Martin, right? They'll do right by players. But if you press back on Jerry and Steven and kind of, go in the public and kind of, then the ego gets involved. And that's where I get worried. It's like, okay, now it's an ego thing. Because at the end of the day, it's like Jerry can let you bleed out, and then have you, you know what I'm saying? Like he can let you bleed out and really not have to make a play because, like I said, we can move some things around. Like we want Zach Martin out there, but it's like you can't just let people just dictate because it can happen with anyone, right? And I think that's what my guy Boss Cowboys are trying to set. Let's say, for instance, okay, now Trayvon Diggs, has 13 interceptions this year. And he says, "No, what? I don't like this contract. I want a new one. I'm holding." You know what I'm saying? It's like it can be out of control.
Right? It
so
just keeps going. When does the train stop?
Right, right. And so it's just like I mean,
Tyron Smith is playing on a 1-year deal,
right,
for $6 million on a restructure.
Right.
That is chump change for a player. If I swear, if we get 17 weeks out of Tyron Smith, the gods have the light has shined and been like, this is your time. This is it, and go get it, because we haven't had that guy healthy in years.
Right.
And what's he doing at camp? I mean, nobody's stopping Micah Parsons. That is just never going to happen.
Mike is on a mission.
I don't care what team you put in there. That's just over. But regardless of the offensive side of the ball, the Zach Martin problems, Dak is still looking pretty decent. Running game looks good. The other O-linemen look good. Well, let's go. I mean, he's a big man. He can get in there and play. He's a good backup. And, you know, you got a lot of good pieces, and let's not forget our core. Picked up a Brandon Cooks. That's no Best Buy wide receiver. He's somebody. But where do you win on the other end? What brings you that championship? What gives you that edge when it's 31-28, fourth quarter, 18 seconds left, and they're trying to drive on us, and they're right there? Defense wins championships.
Yep.
And you have made this championship defense. This is a championship defense. I'll say it right now. Put me on the books. This is a championship defense, and that's why these players are getting paid. Get the money behind you. Look for the legacy. Go. Now is your time. Not tomorrow, not next year. Forget about last year. Right now. And I think that's where I stand. I'll get off. All
right, my guy. Well, hey, appreciate you, bro.
It was good seeing you.
Yeah, nice meeting you, man. Hopefully we meet at game, man. Next time I'll bring Tag with me, man. I'll tell Tag, come on outside with me, man. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Later.
Appreciate you. But yeah, man, I just think that here we are. Zach Martin is going to play hardball. It kind of caught, me off guard, caught a lot of Cowboys fans off guard. So we'll see how everything works out. But, there's other players that need to be paid and different things got to happen. So we'll see how it all plays out. Like I said, Mike McCarthy said he expects that Zach Martin will return next week. But Jerry Jones probably gave him that he ain't turning next week. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what really happens and unfolds with Zach Martin. But if he does not play in the season, which he will, y'all, he will play in the season. I mean, it'll just be financially irresponsible for him not to. Like, there's running backs who should be doing what Zach Martin's doing, and they can't even afford to do it, right? So it's like, I think that Zach Martin will be back. But if not, man, you just got to get creative, and someone needs to step up. And, you can never fill that void of Zach Martin. But I think this is kind of a thing where I don't know if the Cowboys saw this, because I really wish they would have just went guard in the draft and really got a guy that can apply pressure, because Zach Martin has all the leverage. He's looking like, you can go with Josh Ball. That ain't going to work for you. Maybe a Matt Farniok. That's not going to. You ain't got no other options. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where Zach Martin's leverage is, but we'll see how it all plays out. Like I said, regardless, y'all, be optimistic about this team, y'all. I am loving this team. I'm loving what I'm seeing at camp, man. I think that we have a lot of talent. Our young guys are starting to step up and emerge. I'm getting really excited about our defense and what Dan Quinn is building out there. So there's a lot going on with this team that Cowboys fans should be excited about. So once again, I always say, don't let nobody steal y'all fandom. Don't let nobody steal y'all fandom, man. Like, you know what? They always want to say Cowboys fans and this, and Cowboys fans are that, and and Cowboys fans do this. Well, it is what it is, right? A lot of people think Cowboys fans are cocky, arrogant, smug, trust fund kids. Well, I wear all those hats and I just embody that. Whatever, do something about it. So, it is what it is, man. But I'm excited about this team. Had a great time out at camp, man. Salute to everyone going out to camp. My guy J-Rod says he'll be out there tomorrow, man. And here's the thing, y'all. Cowboys Nation is out there deep at camp. I repeat, lines wrapped around the building. Tomorrow is probably going to be a capacity. So if you don't go early to camp tomorrow, you're probably not going to get in at all. Like, not even close. Like, if you don't get there around 9 o'clock, it might be a wrap for you. It might be a wrap for you. If you don't get there around 9:30, it might be a wrap for you. You're not getting in tomorrow. So, salute to everyone at camp, man. Appreciate all the Cowboys fans. Once again, I appreciate all the love and support from everybody. Like I said, you guys have given me this platform. When we started this little old channel back in 2020, right before the CeeDee Lamb draft, and then here we are today, man, getting to live my dream and talk to players, be recognized with players, be recognized with the fan base, and just that love. That's what I love the most, man. It's not being recognized. It's when people watch my channel or watch my content and they say, yo, Jay Tuck, I watch your show. I'm subscribed to your channel, man. And, I learned so much. That's my reward. That's my Super Bowl. That's my victory. When people come up there and say, you know what, I didn't know about this until I watched your channel. You really taught me about this, man. So I really appreciate that. I cannot say that enough, man. That is my Super Bowl. That's my victory. That's what I do this for. And it's good to know it, man. So I love being outside with y'all, man. So I'm going to continue to do that. Y'all know I'll be out there for game days. I'm going to be having my Cowboys hat that my girl Sadiqa got me. You know what I'm saying? Repping, standing up, representing this defense and this offense, going crazy and doing what we do best, man. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Have a good weekend, man. I'm about to go chill with my family, watch some movies, eat some popcorn, and relax. It feels good to be back home. But we got to stay working, man. We got to stay working. I told y'all there's no letting up this season. We got a lot of good things in the pipeline coming up for this channel. I'm excited to see their future for us. And we're going to continue to grow, man. So I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Cowboys. Peace.